What's up, folks? J-Pod here, bringing you another Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary. Today we're playing Sharkey Peninsula. Critics in the house, Daedalus is in the house, got some Battlefield buds, got my back, we're clearing left, we're clearing right, tangos down all over the place. But yeah, moving on. Got a lot to talk about. And you know, I'm solo tonight, but there's a bunch of news surfacing in these past few days from you know, lots of places. But pixelenemy.com, my #1 source of gaming information, should be yours too. But yeah, today, to April 16th, and actually today's my birthday. I shit you not, 29 years old. Ain't that something? Nothing to celebrate though. So yeah. DICE executive producer Patrick Bach told Edge today that the gaming industry's current state of motion controls is a gimmick and will not be seen in Battlefield 4. And if you're not familiar with what he's talking about here, you know the PlayStation Move sharpshooter gun. I had one, and it was pretty cool for some games. You know, tried it for Killzone 3, and it was different. It was pretty tough, but if you got it to work, it was cool. But it's the repeat value on it is, I don't know, once you do it once or twice, you're like, cool, and that's it. I sold mine on eBay and got my money back, so I'm happy. But yeah, no motion control at all. Bach added that companies have been throwing money at the studio in an effort to get them to throw in support for quirky control schemes. However, Bach stated DICE is not interested. He goes on to say, and I quote, "We are not interested in things that don't make the game better. There are a lot of gimmicks, people throwing money at us. Can you implement support for this quirky control thing? No, it doesn't make the game better." He goes on to say, "We are extremely open to innovation, but if it's a gimmick, there's no point unless it adds value to the player. Touchscreens used to be a gimmick because no one could get it to work until iPhone came out and used it right. It adds to the experience, and now everyone is doing it. To us, it's the same with motion control and perceptual gaming in general. If it adds, great. If it's a gimmick, ignore it." Yeah, Battlefield 4 will be running on the next iteration of DICE's Frostbite engine. The game was announced with a 17-minute gameplay video at GDC 2013. And if you haven't seen that, man, go check that out. That's something to watch right there. Yeah, touch base on this gameplay here. You can see that I'm just wreaking havoc on B right now. They don't know where it's coming from. Oh, God, this guy gets me. Yeah, UMP. But I do get a revive. I think the critic comes through here any second. Come on, critic, you got my back. Battlefield bud. There he is. That's my boy. That's my boy. You're my boy, Blue. Okay, moving on. So, in other news, if you guys haven't heard, the GameStop ad, okay? Some guys saw this ad, Battlefield 4 GameStop ad mentions the return of Commander mode and mentions 3 playable factions. So here it is. While last week's GameStop poster leak for Battlefield 4 was debunked by GameStop themselves, it seems we have another one on our hands and is more legitimate since it's already on GameStop stores. YouTube user Luger700 spotted a promo poster in his local GameStop, and fortunately for us, he managed to capture it on video. The promo poster, which is plastered on cashier monitors, mentions some of the key features Battlefield 4 has, which are Frostbite 3, destructible environments and buildings, 3 playable factions, Russia, China, and United States, and all-out war, vehicle combat, and commander mode returns. Get access to the first expansion for free with reservations, $10 value. The juicy bit here is, of course, the mention of commander mode, which was a highly requested feature in Battlefield 3 that wasn't implemented in DICE. Or by DICE. Commander was last seen in Battlefield 2, and it gave a person an overview of the map, where he or she was tasked in giving squads others and other stuff. Of course, depending on whom you ask, Commander was either a useful tool in Battlefield 2 or something that a lot of people didn't know how to actually use effectively. One other important bit is the mention of 3 playable factions, with the US, Russia, and China being mentioned, which falls in line with earlier rumors. We've contacted GameStop to see what they make of this, but seeing as it is on their stores themselves, I gather the info are accurate. Though things that haven't been revealed by EA officially yet, if indeed true, Are you glad that Commander is making a return? Also, which faction will you start out with? Okay, last piece of news, and we're going to wrap it up. EA will not confirm if Medal of Honor Studio is still open or not. I'm pumped about this. Earlier this month, EA labels boss Frank Gabot went on record to state that the publisher's Medal of Honor reboot just didn't work. Now that we know that the franchise's latest offering, Medal of Honor Warfighter, bombed both at retail and with critics, has its studio, Danger Close, been shut down? Unfortunately, EA won't confirm or deny this when asked if the studio was closed as part of the publisher's restructuring. When asked by Video Gamer what the studio's status was following its recent spate of layoffs, EA declined to comment if the studio was still operational or not. When pressed further, here's what EA Corporate Communications, Tiffany Steckler, had to say. She says EA is sharpening its focus to provide games for new platforms and mobile. In some cases, this involves reducing team sizes as we evolve into a more efficient organization. Unfortunately, we don't disclose impact on individual teams or locations. It's worth noting that this is also the same statement EA released last week when it laid people off at its Montreal studio. Seeing as EA has publicly admitted the reboot's failures, and the fact that it won't be seeing a release every 2 years, I gather this doesn't bode well with Danger Close. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if they're already closed or have its staff transferred to other internal studios. Regardless of what you thought of the game, though, let's hope if people didn't lose their jobs and they'll be able to land back on their feet soon. And yeah, that's good news, okay, that they wouldn't deny the fact, because I'm a huge Medal of Honor. I mean, I've been playing Medal of Honor since the early 90s. You guys have been too. We all have. We grew up on Medal of Honor. I mean, it's the first real first-person shooter that was on a console, you know, and, you know, its competition was the other platform, which was, at the time, it was Nintendo 64, if I'm not mistaken. And, there was GoldenEye, 007. And that game, you had to use the little yellow C buttons as your strafe, you know, but that was also first-person. So those two games we can give a lot of credit to. And, you know, hearing that, you know, Medal of Honor might have a chance because Danger Close, they are some very, very talented guys, and it would be sad to see those guys just, you know, I think they deserve a chance to redeem themselves. I really, really do. Let me know what you guys think. Sound off below on any one of these pieces of news. You can go to pixelenemy.com. Get this news to you every day. That's where I get my news, and I think that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to maybe make a little newscast. I was on the radio for 3.5 years, and yeah, I did do the noon news, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, live 12 o'clock, and then you taped your 4 and 5 o'clock and you went home. But yeah, what do you guys think? Did you guys think this was helpful? Hit the like, let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to wrap it up here, folks, and I'm going to try something new as well. I'm going to start providing a bonus clip, just a little shits and giggles bonus clip. And today's bonus clip comes to you from Riverside from Endgame.